Testing. Good evening, Madam Mayor and members of the City Council. We are happy this evening to introduce to the City Council business community and San Gabriel community, Karen Ko, Economic Development Manager in the Community Development Department. Karen has been with the city for about a month now, but has called the city of San Gabriel home for more than 9 years and is a proud San Gabriel Valley native. Before joining the San Gabriel team, she worked for the cities of West Covina and Monterey Park and brings over a decade of economic development experience. Throughout her career, Karen has developed and managed a variety of economic development initiatives, including business assistance, loan programs, and community-focused events designed to connect and support the local community. She enjoys collaborating with businesses and local stakeholders to identify issues and finding creative solutions that will enhance the quality of city services. While at the City of West Covina, Karen was honored with the Ripple Effect Award in recognition of her team spirit and commitment to collaboration. Karen's motto is teamwork makes dream work. Outside of the office, Karen loves exploring new coffee and tea shops with her husbands and friends and reading while walking, and she's a proud dog mom to a playful 2-year-old golden doodle named Biscuit. And although it has been 1 month into the job, Karen has already been tasked with reinvigorating the city's economic development efforts, including redesigning brochures and marketing materials, which we do have samples of for the council this evening, reaching out to vendors and sponsors for the upcoming Dumpling and Beer Festival, and working on the request for proposal for a farmers market coordinator. Karen and her team will also be working closely with the PIO on the social marketing program and will continue to provide business assistance information through the economic development newsletter. We look forward to all the new and creative ideas that we will be bringing before the City Council and the community. And so with that, please join me in welcoming Karen Ko.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor and members of the City Council. Thank you, Sam, for the introduction. It's a true honor to be here tonight to officially serve as the new Economic Development Manager for the City of San Gabriel. I also want to extend a sincere gratitude to all the warm welcomes I've received, and I look forward to the many successes of the City of San Gabriel, as well as the economic growth. I am of your service, but also to the residents, visitors, and business in the City of San Gabriel. Any questions?
Thank you so much, and welcome to the San Gabriel family.
Thank you.
Next item, please.
Military Appreciation Month. The full text of the proclamation is available on the city's website. Mayor Menchaca will make the presentation. We will be recognizing 2 employee veterans this evening. The first, who was unable to attend tonight's meeting, is Mechanic 2 Raul Diaz, United States Air Force and Air Force Reserve, E-4 Sergeant, Airlift Bombardment Crew Chief, and Army National Guard E-4 Sergeant Motor Pool Technician. We'll now invite Police Officer Eric Britt, U.S. Navy Operations Specialist 2nd Class, to come to the podium to receive the proclamation.
I was just going to say a few words, and then we'll take. No, you can stay there. That's okay. Just real brief. Military Appreciation Month honors the current and former members of the United States Armed Forces, including those who have died in the pursuit of freedom. On this month and throughout the year, citizens of San Gabriel express our gratitude and commitment to San Gabriel service members, veterans, and their families who have dedicated their lives in defense of our freedoms. I, Denise Menchaca, Mayor of the City of San Gabriel, California, on behalf of the City Council, do hereby proclaim May 2025 as Military Appreciation Month in the City of San Gabriel and encourage the community to join in this observance. I invite my council colleagues to join for a photo, after which our recipient may make a few remarks if they wish to do so. So let's take a photo.
All right, I'm gonna have you look right here first. Ready? 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. Hold on, one more. 1, 2, 3. Okay, right here. Yep. 1, 2, 3. Oh. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
I'd like to just say thank you for this presentation, and thank you for all my fellow military personnel that served our country. God bless them, and rest in peace to all the ones that we lost. So, thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Officer Brent, and for your service, your long service. I love that picture. Okay, next item, please.
Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month and Mental Health Day. The full text of the proclamation is available on the city's website. Mayor Menchaca will make the presentation, and we invite Peter Ng, CEO of Chinatown Service Center, to the podium to receive the proclamation.
Okay, and again, I will say a few words. San Gabriel's population is approximately 60% Asian American and Pacific Islander, and includes devoted community members who contribute to numerous sectors such as artists, business owners, educators, healthcare professionals, legal practitioners, including lawyers and judges, clergy, first responders, and members of the armed forces. And San Gabriel is home to almost 2,400 local businesses, with a significant proportion owned and operated by members of the AAPI community. In addition, raising awareness about the mental health of AAPI communities will foster safe spaces for discussions about self-care, conflict resolution, and coping strategies, and encourages professional interest in health and human services professions. Now, therefore, I, Denise Menchaca, Mayor of the City of San Gabriel, California, on behalf of the City Council, do hereby proclaim May 2025 as Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month, and May 10th, 2025 as Asian American and Pacific Islander Mental Health Day in the City of San Gabriel, and urge the citizens of San Gabriel to join me in these special observances. I invite my council colleagues to join for a photo, after which our recipient may make a few remarks if they wish to do so. So let's go.
Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. Last one. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm
Madam
sorry,
Mayor.
Peter, go, yeah,
Thank
please
you.
proceed.
Madam Mayor, member of the City of San Gabriel, it is truly an honor for us to be here. And Asian American has been contributing to this great country for over 150 years. And Madam Mayor, you just mentioned so many different contributions out of all of these professionals and also laborers that they have put their hard work to build this country together with among all the other ethnic groups. It is our privilege and honor to be able to serve the city of San Gabriel, the residents, and the business because we have collaborated with many other organizations as well, including mental health and medical care. So we will continue. We appreciate this honor today. It's truly something that it is a team effort out of all of the API community and organization that put this together. And thank you again. God bless America, and God bless San Gabriel.
Thank you. Okay. Next item, please.
Historic Preservation Month. Mayor Menchaca will make the presentation, and Community Services Director Perez will receive the proclamation.
The city of San Gabriel, as the birthplace of Los Angeles, is home to a wide range of significant cultural resources that reflect our shared heritage and history. The San Gabriel community continues to demonstrate its commitment to preservation as it grows and develops through the integration of historic elements with redevelopment and the recognition, protection, rehabilitation, and restoration of historic properties. Now, therefore, I, Denise Menchaca, Mayor of the City of San Gabriel, California, on behalf of the City Council, do hereby proclaim May 2025 as Historical Preservation Month in the City of San Gabriel and encourage the community to join in the special observance. I again invite my council colleagues to join for a photo, after which Director Perez will make a few remarks.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Thank you for the opportunity to speak with you. As we are proclaiming May as Historic Preservation Month, we want to highlight one of San Gabriel's historic treasures, La Laguna de San Gabriel, a beloved playground located in Vincent Lugo Park. Established in 1965, the park was one of the last playgrounds designed by Mexican-born artist and craftsman Benjamin Dominguez. In 2006, nonprofit group Friends of La Laguna was formed for the preservation of the playground, and in 2009, the playground was successfully nominated to the California Register of Historic Places and designated as a local landmark by the City of San Gabriel. Just this last year, with funds from Assemblymember Fong's office and LA County Supervisor Solis's office, the restoration of the playground was completed with work on the lighthouse, the octopus, and other creatures. On Saturday, May 17th, in honor of the 60th anniversary of La Laguna, we are celebrating Play Day at the park, and the event is from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., and we invite you all to be there, and I do have flyers that I will place in the back for that event as well.
Thank you, Rebecca.
Thank you.
Okay. Next item, please.
Public comment. This is the time set aside for members of the public to address the City Council on consent calendar items and on items of interest that are not on the agenda but are within the subject matter jurisdiction of the San Gabriel City Council. If you wish to address the council, please fill out a speaker's card and give it to the clerk. Our first speaker is Ted Sams. The next speaker is Richard Kwangwen Ting.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Richard K.W. Ting. I have been a friend of former Mayor Tony Ding since 2023 in the beginning. Tony from Shanghai, I from Taiwan. I was born in Shanghai. So my last name is T-I-N-G. Tony's last name is D-I-N-G. I was born in the year of Dragon, 1952. Tony was born in 1961, year of Bovine. Tony's birthday is June 28, so happy early birthday, Tony, okay? So my case is on the day before Thanksgiving last year. A Mexican young man with dark skin. His name is Ray. He was the only person I talked on that day. And I said, Ray, happy Thanksgiving. Have a very happy, nice holiday season. And he went back to kitchen of a YWCA on 324 mission. And he went up there, he went to make up a story on me. I guess he said, I just guess. Richard said he still loved girls and liked girls. Then people in kitchen went to tell manager Matthew. Okay, and also Matthew, and Matthew believed 100%. Ray said, without asking me, that's not fair. He put me out of Rome 324, also maybe Rome 250. So, counselors, gentlemen, ladies, please help me to persuade him. Let me go back to his mail program. Thanks a lot, very pretty much. My age is nearby 82 years old. Still loving girls and still liking girls. It doesn't make any sense to me or anyone else. Thank you very much for my this most negative speaking. Okay, negative story. So I don't have teeth on my up. Okay, in my mouth. So I speak not very clearly. Please forgive me. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you. Good night.
The next speaker is Sue Fitzsimmons.
Mayor Menchaca, Vice Mayor Chan, City Council, good evening. Sue Fitzsimmons. I direct my comments tonight to George Herrera. From the time he was elected to the City Council, I had concerns. My concerns have only heightened. It is very obvious that when he spoke at the last City Council meeting, he had not read the agenda for any of the items that were on the agenda he was not aware of. He didn't read about them, and I was appalled that he actually challenged the city attorney and the city manager on the two items for the council members going to Taiwan. Do you really think that the city manager and the city attorney hadn't vetted all of this information prior to bringing it out to the public? Absolutely not. You know, George, whenever you speak to the public about public comments, we can understand you. You speak in circles. You're very disorganized, and we sit here in the back and we're wondering what in the world you're talking about. You know, when you sit on the city council, there's a protocol when you want to speak. You speak. When somebody else is speaking, you do not speak. If you want to make a motion, there's a time and a place to make a motion. You seem to make up your own rules. At the last City Council meeting, when Councilman Ding was speaking, you interjected yourself which was very rude. You owe him an apology. In fact, you owe the entire city council an apology for the disruption that you made. Don't shake your head no, because it's true. You are an embarrassment to the city council and to the city and to all the residents that are here. And I would hope in the future that you would learn from that and that you will go forward and to be a better council member. Thank you.
The next speaker is Cheryl Cabot.
Mayor Menchaca and council members, my comment is also directed to Councilmember George Herrera Avila regarding his behavior at the last city council meeting. Suffice it to say, it was deplorable. It was obvious that you had not read the agenda, part of your job as an elected official, nor have you read the report regarding the trip to Taiwan, because you kept asking the same questions over and over, even though Mayor Menchaca said several times it is in the report. You even questioned the veracity of the city attorney on this topic. You obviously have also not read the rules of decorum established by the city and easily found on the city website. Paragraph 13.4.3 says, council members shall remember that the purpose of the city council meeting is to efficiently conduct the business of the city. Council members should avoid repetition and shall limit their comments to the subject matter at hand. Council members should endeavor to express and support their views without engaging in unnecessary lengthy debates. Paragraph 13.4.4 states, when one council member is speaking, another council member and other council members shall not interrupt, disrupt, or disturb the speaker during the questions and deliberations. The presiding officer may vary the speaking sequence of council members from item to item. You ignored this rule by continually interrupting other council members when they were speaking. Several times, Mayor Menchaca asked you to stop speaking and allow others to do so, but you just kept talking over her. Then when Councilman Ding started to speak, you interrupted and talked over him several times. Councilman Ding finally said, I respected your time to speak, and now you need to respect my time to speak and not interrupt me. Your bad behavior extended the meeting longer than it needed to be simply because you wanted to be the center of attention. You wasted the time of the council members, the city manager, the city attorney, and the public. Just so you know, I will not stay to listen to the end of the meeting to listen to your lame excuse for your bad behavior. And don't bother to send your fake attorney after me with poison pen editorials, stalking me here and online, and sending fake cease and desist letters. As I said, he is fake and everything he does is fake. Thank you.
The next speaker is Becky Cheng.
Good evening, Mayor Menchaca, Vice Mayor Chan, and council members. This is Becky Cheng with Athens Services, your dedicated waste hauler for the city of San Gabriel. Last month, April, also known as Earth Month, it is a time to, I want to remind you, it is a time to raise awareness about environmental issues, to celebrate the planet, and to encourage actions to protect it. So at Athens, we have been already doing that to protect our Mother Earth each and every day. So you may ask, how does Athens do that already? Well, Athens pick up solid waste from the residents and commercial businesses here in the city. We take it back to our material recovery facility. We recover the recyclables, such as plastic bottles, your tin cans, and your paper products. And we turn your green waste, which is organic waste, your tree trimmings, and your food waste into compost. And by doing all those, we are actively reducing a carbon footprint. We are making sure that we divert waste into the landfill and creating, at the same time, reducing methane gas. And the green waste now will turn into compost, like I said, and we will give it out back to our residents in San Gabriel. And they are able to use those to plant gardens, to plant vegetables. And the next compost giveaway, free compost giveaway, may I emphasize, will be coming up on June 21st, Saturday at Smith Park from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. But of course, Athens couldn't do this alone. I wanted to personally thank the city's Public Works Department for their years of support. And of course, in the days to come, I hope that both the residents of San Gabriel and also the leadership of San Gabriel can work with us to make sure we transition the current two-stream system to a three-stream system, making sure that the city of San Gabriel can be even more compliant with the state regulations to make sure that we protect our Mother Earth. Thank you again.
The next speaker is Denise Gotch.
Good evening, Madam Mayor Machaca, Vice Mayor Chan, City Council, City Manager, City Attorney, and fellow citizens. I am Denise Gotch, a resident of San Gabriel. I would like to report on the events that I have attended that San Gabriel has sponsored this past weekend and some upcoming events. First of all, I would like to wish all the nurses today a happy Nurses Day, especially to all of those who work at San Gabriel Valley Medical Center. Next, I'm going to report on the recent city events that I attended. Friday, May 3rd was the Cinco de Mayo Mercado event, sponsored by the City of San Gabriel and Telemundo 52. It was from 5:30 p.m. all the way till 9:30 p.m., attended by over 2,500 people. We got to saw entertainment, contests, food booths, and several food trucks, several booths, and everybody had a great evening. One of the booths was sponsored by the Kiwanis Club, gave away free current books to all the children. The books were gone immediately, and to all the adults. And it was so appreciated that this was something that everyone could enjoy and to receive such a great gift. Then on Saturday, May 4th, was the 11th Annual USA Health Fair AAPI Heritage Month celebration. This event, too, was also well attended throughout the day. First, you went to the information booth and you received a blank paper called a passport with a section of 25 blocks. Then you proceeded to the 25 free booths and got stamped at each booth. Each booth had something different, but every one of them had a freebie to give to you from their booth for all that attended, which was fantastic. After you got all 25 stamps, you returned back later on at noon, and to everyone's surprise, you got a bag from all of the sponsors, including the Lions Club, filled with teas, coffee, and toys. And as we know, with Christmas coming up and birthdays, toys are going to be hard to come by, so that was appreciated by everyone that attended. The health booths had blood pressure testing by the Lions Club, hearing. The eye doctor gave you a full free eye test. There were COVID kits on health insurance, life insurance, burial information, food trucks, and donations to make to Bentley. Then you can go to the Playhouse for the great Asian culture to see all the performances from all the groups, which was fantastic and really well attended. The Playhouse was practically full. I would like to thank the city, Telemundo, the API groups, and all the volunteers for putting on the great weekend events. Also, I want to encourage everybody for this coming events coming up, Fire Department Day, the Pet Wellness Day at the Playhouse, and also buy your mailboxes to leave food in the bag because it's Mail Carriers Day to collect food for the needy in our city. Thank you very much.
Madam Mayor, I have no more speaker cards.
Okay, is there anyone else who would like to speak? I see none. Okay, next item, please.
Consent calendar. All items listed under the consent calendar are considered routine, and recommendations will be approved in one motion unless a member of the City Council requests separate discussion.
Okay, would any council member like to pull an item for separate discussion? I see none. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay,
I will second.
so motion made by Vice Mayor Chan and seconded by Councilmember Herrera Avila. Please vote.
Motion passes by a vote of 5-0.
Okay, next item, please.
We have no public hearing and no continued business this evening. The next item is new business item A, authorization for unmanned aerial vehicle UAV program and purchase of UAV equipment in the amount of $28,108. Resolution number 25-14. Police Lieutenant Nat Wynn will make the presentation.
Greetings. Good evening. Mayor Menchaca, Vice Mayor Chan, Councilmember Ding, Councilmember Wu. Thank you. Appreciate the time. We have an exciting, and Councilmember Herrera. My apologies. I need to look all the way around.
Herrera Avila.
Yes, ma'am. My apologies. We have an exciting team here that have committed a large amount, extensive time in researching, in developing, and extensive manpower and hours in order to put this presentation together. I want to present the team. Once again, my name is Lieutenant Nat Wynn. On our team, we have Detective Chris LaFay, Officer Andrea Fuentes, and Officer Tushar Giuliani. We'll be going over an introduction, an analysis. This is not going to be a California Environmental Quality Act issue. We'll go over physical impact and recommendations during this presentation. And Detective Chris LaFay.
Good evening, Madam Mayor, Councilmember Chan, Vice Mayor Chan, and council members. So we are going to go over just a brief introduction, more so to touch on these three, but we're not limited to our items that we have identified. Our first one is going to be enhancing our public safety. So a UAV or an unmanned aerial vehicle reduces risk by providing aerial surveillance in high-risk situations, such as barricaded subjects, burglaries, or armed confrontations. Previously, officers here at the San Gabriel Police Department have relied on assistance from outside agencies, which are our neighbors being Alhambra next door, for support and causing delays in our own investigations and our own situations. With our own UAV fleet, we can assess threats from a safe distance, reduce potential harm and liability, and provide our officers with real-time assessments to help prevent misinterpretations, ensuring appropriate responses, and aiding in de-escalation efforts. I'm going to skip down to our number 3 to provide critical situation awareness. With the UAV, we support daily policing by improving crime prevention, traffic management, and public safety. UAVs assist us in hazardous situations, mental health crisis, provide property and crime surveillance, and offer critical advantages such as confrontational subjects or in the event someone having a mental illness episode. We are able to give real-time intelligence updates to officers as they respond. With improvising response time, I'll give more so an example. We have 2 pretty major events in our city that we host every year, which is our Chinese Lunar New Year Festival and our Beer and Dumpling Festival. With those, it provides a large gathering crowd from neighboring cities who like to attend our festivities that we have. With a UAV, we're able to do aerial surveillance on large crowds, ensure that everybody is safe at those times. If somebody were to become unruly during those situations, we are able to identify the problem and guide officers to that particular problem rather than them going in blind, trying to search and finding what they hope is the person who we are describing. We can actually lead them to there and give updates as we go along. So by adopting a UAV technology, it's going to allow our police department to modernize our capabilities. It's going to position us as a forward-thinking department, and it's also going to enhance our trust and law enforcement within the community. And I'll pass it over now to Officer Giuliani, who's going to give more examples as we pertain to our department. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having us.
Today, I'll give you limited examples as to what police officers in San Gabriel go through and how UAVs would be beneficial to not only the police department, but everyone, the visitors, residents, and the key community holders of San Gabriel. Crime prevention, we usually look at drones as a tool needed to conduct investigations, but also to be proactive in the sense where we need drone for burglary and property crime suppressions at commercial buildings. One example would be 140 West Valley. During holiday peak hours, holiday season, we would have the drone out there surveying the area for potential criminal activities. That's proactive police work where we're able to utilize 21st century technology to see a crime before it occurs, see any potential suspected activities before a crime actually occurs. It helps us have a bird's eye perspective of the incidents, which establishes better control of the situation, effective decision-making process. Some key examples where I personally have responded to while conducting business as a police officer is where we used a drone from surrounding agency to locate a barricaded suspect underneath a crawl space of one of our residents. The suspect actually ended up causing thousands of dollars of damage. We had to wait for an extended period of time for a neighboring city to come and assist us with a UAV, the drone. Ultimately, it caused delays for the investigation and delays for the resident to move forward with their business scheduled. Ultimately, the subject was safely apprehended for that call for service. Second highlighted call for service that I personally responded to was a burglary in progress where a suspect was reported in the backyard by the resident. Same thing, we set up a perimeter, had to stand by for drones from a neighboring city to arrive and respond to our locations. For that particular day, night actually, the drones assisted law enforcement on safely entering and securing the tight quarters of the residents, including narrow driveways, corridors, and obstacles with many areas for an offender to take a position of advantage over responding officers. The building was cleared using 21st century technology, and safety of everyone involved was prioritized. The use of drones to assist in reaching areas where it would be unsafe for police officers to enter/check, reducing the risk or injury of death, and increasing the safety of not only the responding police officers, but also the surrounding community members. There's also emergencies where it involves individuals who are reported to have seen carrying weapons are very common. One call I responded to in the early hours of the morning where it was reported that a male held a knife and threatened his family members in the backyard. For this specific call, we had assistance from a neighboring city's helicopter who flew overhead the location and surveyed the property in an attempt to locate the suspect. Ultimately, the subject was safely apprehended once again, and a peaceful resolution to the victims was brought. A drone would have reduced noise pollution, assisted in detection of suspects and weapons, and prevented surrounding members to have unnecessary disturbances in the early hours of the night or in the morning. Lastly, drones are often used to provide real-time information of a rapidly evolving situation. Oftentimes, we get to a call for service regarding an individual alleged to be carrying a weapon, heightening the police response. Often the officers arrive on scene, evaluate the situation in mere seconds, and attempt to establish a plan within minutes of their arrivals. In a similar case, Santa Monica Police Department had received a call for service regarding a male carrying a firearm. There was a drone deployed by the police department, which arrived prior to the police officers arriving on scene. The real-time information gathered from the drone revealed that the individual was actually carrying a lighter. This key piece of information assisted in de-escalating the response from police and ultimately offered every person involved in this incident an alternative path to a peaceful resolution. I can provide multiple examples within our cities that would show you and the citizens that how drones are instrumental as a tool and a resource in modern-day policing and public safety. This tool not only prevents injury or death to police officers responding to high-stakes incidents, but also the city and its citizens, and reduces liability and offer alternative routes to a safer approach. Next, Officer Fuentes will share with you the capabilities of her drones.
Sorry, we're going to skip around here a little bit. My apologies. Next, we'll do the analysis, and I'll take care of the analysis portion. These are the three estimates that we've received during this research process. When you look at the three estimates, though, they're going to be package deals, which means multiple items will be involved in the purchase of the drone. And the first one is from Advecture, which is the only local vendor that we are looking at right now. $9,600 for this package, and it comes with a large necessities regarding spare batteries, charging ports, cables, things of that nature. And all the three estimates are going to involve those types of elements within the package. You can see the difference. It's about a $3,000 difference every vendor we go to. So DSLR Pros is going to be about $3,000 more roughly, and Drama, I think I'm pronouncing it correctly, close to $16,000 for the same package. Once again, the local one is going to be Advecture. That one is stationed in Irvine. Those are the three that we're looking at, and based on the numbers that we're looking at, we will recommend which one is probably more reasonable for the city going forward. And the next one will be Officer Fuentes.
Good evening, everyone. So the best part is how much is this going to cost us? Obviously, the numbers are what matters. Looking at the first year, we're looking at approximately $28,000. First year is always going to be more because we're looking at not just the cost of the drone, but training, software, and licensing for the 8 operators. So for 8 officers to be certified operators, and the breakdown of their pilot training and the software and the 2 packages for 2 drones, it's going to be the $28,107.40. The second year, slightly cheaper, a lot cheaper, because you're only paying at that point, it's just renewal of the software for the 2 drones, the pilot training for the officers. So every year they need the basic training, and then the insurance for the 2 drones. So that would be the cost for the second year. The third year, it goes up slightly. You're paying for the software for the 2 drones, the pilot training for the officers for the yearly training, the insurance for the 2 drones, because the first year covers the first 2 years, so the third year you include the insurance again for the drones, and also they have to renew their FAA licensing. So the third year you're looking at $10,400. Fourth year we would reassess and see do we need new equipment, what kind of additional training is needed. So it would just be a reassessment of the program, and then improve the partnership with the community using the drone. Cool. Thank you.
And just to finish in closing, the fiscal impact for this entire project, we would be self-explanatory on the screen, though. We would be transferring $5,900 from the account ending in 172, with the remaining funds of 22,208 be funded through the appropriation of the general funds for the fiscal year of 24-25. Project will be paid out eventually to the account ending in 271. Our recommendation is to approve the $28,108 to purchase the UVA equipment, training, licensing, and certification for the Matrice 4 from the Advecture vendor that I mentioned earlier, the one that is local. Going forward after that, it's going to be between $8,000 to $10,000 a year to maintain the program and to keep it growing and developing. From here, we are actually open for questions.
Okay, thank you for that. Does any council member have factual questions for staff to clarify the report? Okay, Vice Mayor Chan?
Yeah, thank you, Madam Mayor, and thank you for the presentation. It's a good presentation. It's very clear. I just had a couple clarification questions. On your page 5, and I think you kind of went over it, but I wanted to make sure I understand correctly, that the reason for year 3 to be a little bit higher than year 2, is that because I think what I understood in the presentation is that technically what you call year 2 here is $9,000, but some of that, well, a little more than that is covered in year 1?
Correct.
And
So
so that's why year 3 is,
slightly higher
Yeah.
because you would be paying for, so year 1, apart from the drones, we're also paying for the insurance. It's included in the package.
okay.
So it's covered in year 2, but then by year 3, we would have to renew
Okay,
that insurance
So the
portion of it.
differential, most of the differential is the insurance?
Correct,
Because
sir.
that's the way you present it here, that the insurance for year 1 and 2 is covered in year 1.
Correct.
Yes. Oh, okay, thank you. Another quick question I had was, because we currently don't have UAVs, and like you said, when we sort of need it, we would we would have to rely on our neighbor agencies to borrow them or whatever that is. And do you have an idea how much we get charged when there are situations where we have to borrow, or how that works? Like, do we?
To my knowledge, sir, we are currently not getting charged for that.
Okay.
But the biggest disadvantage to that is the time delay and
Right.
the cost of the investigation,
Okay.
which is the value of the investigation. Is it going to be completed or not in a timely manner?
Oh, okay, and always there be the point that if we don't have our own and we call neighbor agencies, they might be using theirs, in which case we don't get to use it while they're using it for their purposes.
And that and the fact that with our own, we would dictate policy and procedures,
I see.
whereas if we're using an outside agency, we wouldn't be able to do that.
I see. Okay, thank you. That's all for now. Madam Mayor, I yield.
Okay, thank you. Any other council members? Councilmember Herrera Avila?
Thank you, Mayor Menchaca. I want to start by acknowledging the San Gabriel Police Department and your commitment to innovation in public safety. The idea of implementing the UAV program is a forward-thinking step that aligns with technology-driven policing models we're seeing across the country, or across the country, I would say. That said, I do want to respectfully raise a few questions that reflect concerns I've heard from community members and my own desire to ensure that we are thoughtful about this investment. I have about 4 questions. I'll start with my first one. First, can staff clarify what protocols will be in place to ensure these UAVs are used in a way that protects privacy and builds the trust with our community? Will the public be informed, and why drones are used, and will there be a safeguard to prevent any misuse?
That is actually a very great question. As LT Nguyen previously mentioned, we would actually fall under our own policy and procedures, and not another city's policy and procedures. That policy would be implemented just for the drone program. So anytime a drone is used, we are to adhere to that policy that is in place, which is available to the public. Secondly, the drone software that we are paying for yearly actually includes all the transparency resources that we require as a law enforcement agency. And third, anytime we use a drone, it is for a legal, lawful purpose, for an investigation, or for public safety protocols, such as using it in A perfect example would be to fly it over Cinco de Mayo event to locate any potential criminal activity and public safety aspects of it. Anything else to add?
Thank you. I'll move to my second question. Second, I just want to know if we're going to be considering to look for any grants later on to, I know it's not that much, it's only like 8,000 to 10,000 afterwards, but will we be trying to look for any grants later to kind of cover this cost?
We are always in the process of that, sir. So the answer is yes, definitely. We're constantly looking at grants, looking at things of that nature in order to minimize the spending in the program.
Thank you. Third question is, I'd like to know more about the expected staff time this program will require. Will existing personnel manage this, or is there a future need for new hires or dedicated drone operators?
So the drone operation itself, the officers that are going to be trained, they will be selected through however the chief and the administration chooses to go through the process of selecting drone operators. And then it's just a collateral duty. It's not an additional fee or pay increase for those officers. And it's just as the collateral duty for those officers as selected. It would, again, it will be up to the administration to figure out if it's going to be a rotational or as needed if we need more drone officers as our department increases in numbers and increase more staff into getting trained.
Thank you. And the last question I had was the drone company that we selected, but I'm gonna stop with that question because you basically explained that. So thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Any more clarifying questions? Okay. So, I'm sorry. Yes, Councilmember.
Well, thank you, Madam Mayor, and thank you, Lieutenant, and everyone for the presentation. I just have quick questions about, according to the project cost for the first 3 years of the UAV program, that today we are reviewing the expenses related to the initial purchase of 28,000. So that will be include the software, FAA Part 107 licenses for 8 operators, and training. So for mechanics-wise, does the drone package include any manufacturer or vendor's warranty? And if so, how long is the coverage period?
Sir, so to answer your question, that package deal includes the 2-year warranty. So it's what the quote-unquote insurance is. It's also included within that package deal, and that covers the first 2 years.
So when you mentioned about insurance, is it liability insurance or the parts insurance?
The parts insurance. So it's like when you buy a TV and they give you a 2-year warranty in case it breaks or anything malfunctions. Mm-hmm. It's just that type of a warranty or insurance.
That's good. And so I appreciate that you can bring up to the drone will be used for many events, like, for example, Lantern Festival. But how long does the fully charged battery typically last for each drone during the standard operation?
So in ideal conditions, it would be 49 minutes.
Right.
But actual, it's about 40. But with the purchase of the additional batteries that comes with the package, it will help substantiate longer. So if it comes down we use it for 30 minutes, swap out the batteries, and it goes back up.
I see. Okay. And I noticed that there are 3 vendors that the quotes differ in the scope of equipment provided. For example, I have read that the DSLR Pro's package includes more advanced features such as thermal imaging, AI-powered object detections, and the laser range finders. So, can you just clarify a little why the department that we choose Vector over the DSLR Pros, especially it's like giving different capabilities?
So the different vendors are providing a quote for the same type of drone, which is a Matrice 4T, and the T in the name stands for thermal imaging. So it provides all the same all the same capabilities that you just listed off,
Just different name.
it's just different name.
I see. Okay, that's good. So there's a thermal imaging.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Thank you. And I think our officer currently wear body-worn cameras, and the footage is stored in the future reference, for future reference. So how will the footage captured by drones be managed?
So the software that we're requesting to be purchased with it, they take care of all of that. And so it's, let's say the drone is used, someone needs to use it. The software allows for that video to be captured and saved. And then it also allows for the transparency portion of it. It goes to our supervisors. It sends them a message saying, hey, the drone is being used. They're able, if they're at home or on vacation or whatever, what have you, they're able to hit the link, log in, and see what the drone is being used for, wherever they may be. So all that video is saved through that software.
I see. And so that will the drone video files be accessed in a manner similar to the body camera footage?
Yes.
Okay, good. And I understand that, I want to make sure that our PD is protecting the community, and we want to reduce the risk that our PD, when, working and protecting our community as well. So there are many examples that the state law or state bills that will prohibit us from doing our work. So do we have any liability insurance that covers legal risk? That's including potential claims under SB 142, because that indicates that extend the liability for unauthorized operations in an unmanned aircraft under 350 feet above private property.
That's a great question. In reality, the liability we accrued would be the same as if we used our dog. Would be the same if we used our canine. In that sense, if a canine had a bite, it would be the same if an officer crashed into another vehicle. So the liability would be under the same circumstances.
I see. Yeah. Okay. So there will be also the operation of drone will not be impacted by the California's like Assembly Bills 856.
It would not.
It would not. Okay. Thank you. That's all my question. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay. So is that a yes? Or you want to wait after public comment? Okay, you want to wait. Okay, great. So Chief City Clerk, do we have any public comment?
The council has received a written comment from resident Jeffrey Santner in opposition to this item. I have no speaker cards.
Okay. It's now time for council discussion. Would you like to start, Councilmember Ding?
Thank you to bring this equipment for our city. I think original it's for our public safety. And the concern is I think the community is still like already asking some, but how can we use it and how we protect the resident the privacy. So I think the community really want to know exactly protocol or how your police office, I think they're concerned about that. Yeah.
So with the software that is integrated with the purchase of the drone, we will have the capabilities to redact any information or things that are not pertinent to our investigation that's happening. So ensuring the public's or the people's safety or the public safety is what we're all about. So we do have that capabilities to redact information not pertinent to our investigation.
So this kind of protocol, is they have another city have the same protocol we can reference?
Absolutely. We have actually researched numerous other cities who have already implemented their UAV program. So in a sense, privacy is huge. Privacy is actually listed in all of their policies, and it will be listed in ours once it's been finalized. As far as privacy goes, it would be the same as if our body camera caught something on the side that was deemed private. And as Detective LaFay stated, that information can be censored to a certain point, that if it's not relevant to the investigation.
And the next question, so for any time you use the UAV, it's not like routinely to do like patrol, just only for some special event or special occasion or some special incident.
It can be used for routine patrol, as Officer Giuliani said, when it's peak season around holiday hours. Unfortunately, we do have people that do go shopping at other people's cars. That's when vehicle burglaries happen. So we can use the drone to do a proactive patrol of designated areas, but not necessarily as we would patrol in a vehicle.
So based on the scenario, so just some area, if we have a lot, like maybe broken window, the car window or that theft. Okay.
Correct.
So, yeah, should be some check and a balance. It's good proactive, but also I think hopefully how can we let the community know it's everybody worry about the privacy too. Yeah. My first question, thank you. And for the equipment, like Councilmember Wood asking, it's $800. That's for the drone damage, not for the liability, right?
Correct, sir. It's just the drone damage. So if something stops working, one of the items on the drone, the toggle or something stops functioning properly,
Okay.
then we're able to send it back to the manufacturer
Okay.
that's centered in Cerritos, and they roughly in two-week turnaround to fix whatever the issue is.
2 weeks.
Roughly.
Okay. And based on the report also, you previously already declared it's first year we got the 2 years warranty already, right?
Correct.
Anything damaged, they will do the replace it. So this $800 for the third year.
Correct.
Third year, yeah. So 2 drum as so $1,600.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, and based on you're talking about on the fourth year, probably we need to update the equipment, right?
Right, so at that point, we would reassess how our program is doing. Do we need an additional drone? Are our drones too outdated? How do they, pretty much reassess the drones and the program itself? Do we need more operators based on the size of our department? Hopefully by then, we have more officers, and we can train more officers to use the drone as well. And then the drones itself, technology is ever-changing so quickly, so if there's better technology out there that could help us, then reassessing and see if that's something that we can purchase in the future.
Okay. So based on the manufacturer, so usually this kind of drone, so what's the based on technology and the equipment itself, how long?
They recommend every 3 years.
Recommend every 3 years.
Yes.
So have to change the new one. We not like sometimes some just your hardware equipment, just do the software update.
No.
It doesn't work. So it's hardware, software, both need a change.
Yes.
Okay.
So we could purchase additional drones in addition to what we already have. It doesn't mean we throw these away. It's
Okay.
just we improve what we already have.
Oh, additional, so for
Additional.
the future, probably still can, okay, that's good idea too, yeah, okay. And so definitely, also, yeah, the next one is for the training your staff. So you usually it's how many the officer will be get a training, or every officer will be one of the training for them?
So what we're asking for initially is 8 officers. That way we have maybe some detectives and also patrol to be trained in using the drones to provide in different shifts, day shift, graveyard, weekends, and detectives.
Yeah, sounds for me it sounds good. So you already have some plan. Hopefully these 3 years maybe you can maybe every year have some report for us. So for the council maybe can understand it, how we also let the community understand how we use it. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Are there any other comments? Councilmember Herrera Avila?
I had a question, actually, and then just from the conversation that Councilmember Ding had, kind of something sparked. And just want to with that said, with that spark said, are we going to be able to, I don't want to say think outside the box. I think probably other departments are doing it already, where we're supporting our fire department too, and there's difficult situations where they are going into harm's way, and we can deploy these drones to make sure that we get a clear scope of or radius of situations, especially with the high rises. Is that something that we're thinking about as well?
Yes, sir. So we actually attended a training in West Covina. We were just there mostly to observe, but they ran scenarios, and one of the scenarios was with West Covina Fire Department, where they did have the drones deployed to go do a search and rescue type mission. In this instance, we can use those for people who are maybe missing, but also to assist the fire department if they do have a structure fire, where we can give them a bird's eye view and they can have a plan of attack based off of what they're viewing from the drone.
Interesting. And then just to follow up on that, I believe the drone has a speaker also, right, where we can speak to individuals. I can see that being so beneficial when we're dealing with a criminal or with somebody that needs our help and needs our guidance. It is equipped with a speaker, right? Correct?
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay. With that said, I'll just have a comment. Overall, I'm supportive of the department's proactive efforts to stay ahead of the curve. But as we introduce new tools like this, transparency, sustainability, and community buy-in are going to be key for me. So if we can see some kind of efforts, if we approve it, I would like to see a lot of efforts to educate the community and let them know, maybe display the drone or have some some way of letting them be engaged on this process as well. I think that would go a long way, especially with this sensitive topic of, privacy and all that, letting them know that there are policies that we're going to have to protect them. Thank you.
Vice Mayor Chan?
Oh, just to comment off of Councilmember Herrera Avila, that's a good idea. And maybe you guys can write an article to publish in Discover SG, describing it, showing pictures of it, and also make a video that you guys do sometimes and put it up on our website, just to explain to the public like what this tool is used for and how it benefits our city. Again, the thing about community buy-in and making sure that our community trusts us to be using the drone in the interest of safety for them. So, thank you.
I agree with you on that as well. I think National Night Out would be a perfect opportunity for that as well. So we can always set something up with that as well.
Okay, any other comments? Oh, Councilmember Wu.
Well, thank you, Mayor. It reminds me, like 1.5 years ago, we all attended the ICA meeting, and we have witnessed that how strong the drones can protect our officers in under law enforcement that can be taken more effective. And to me, the best timing for educate the public will be the drone shows on July 4th. We have 500 drones to teach them. This is the best time because a drone can only last I would say maybe 13 minutes or so, but yours can last for 45 minutes. So that is the first lesson the public will probably learn. But I would like to share with my colleagues that I fully support on this, and after.
Yeah, let me make a comment too. But was there any more comments so I can? Okay.
For the comment that Councilmember Wu mentioned, I think that's a great idea, actually. If we have that drone by then, and we can connect it to the big screens and just fly it over, I think people will probably get very excited to see it.
It's not a stealth bomber or anything like that, but yeah.
Well,
you got drones that are art, and then you have drones that are more criminal. But I'm sure we can work something out so no one's going to be afraid of any of the drones. But comments?
Yeah, I think it's already a good idea. It's already the Councilmember we were talking about on the 4th of July. So maybe before we have a drone show, okay, maybe part of I hope the Rebecca to help to have put on this program. Maybe when the people waiting on that, they can see that this is drone, they give it to them, the community have the education. They know, first of all, they know how we can use it, and they let them understand the privacy, and plus the people will feel safety right now, because why we don't use this new technology, right? So yeah, that's my comments. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I'm sure we can work it through, but there's two different types of drones. But anyway, any more comments so I can say a few things? Well, first of all, I wanted to thank the chief, he's back there somewhere, for allowing for your officers to be here and to do, no, I don't need you to speak or anything. I'm just complimenting you. But I really appreciate seeing 4 officers. I think this is a great career development move, looking at different ways besides being on patrol or being in the office. So I really want to thank all of you for being here and just sharing your expertise, because you are definitely vested. Hopefully you'll be one of the trainers. But I really appreciate all that information, because this is new. But I do have to remind everyone that because of these ICA conferences that I've been going for the last, 8 years now, we are not the first to be using these. We are actually quite behind. And the advantage of not being the trailblazers, I guess, is that they really have vetted this out. And we've had numerous cities kind of give testimonials of, some of the challenges they had, but they were, we can all learn from them. So I think we need to keep that in mind, that all these questions, I think we have the answers already, because other cities have done them. So I think you guys will do a great job when it comes to the protocols, and just even the equipment itself from 8 years ago is so much more advanced. So this is good. This is all good stuff. I wanted to piggyback on something Vice Mayor Chan said about agencies. So other agencies were lending us the drones. Are we going to do the same? Are we going to lend it to other agencies and not charge them?
So they weren't really lending us the drones to use, because we're not essentially pilots. What it was is we were essentially taking manpower away from other agencies to have their pilots come and operate the drones on our behalf. We would make ourselves available because we have been, recipients.
Yeah.
So we would essentially return the favor to agencies. If, Alhambra is busy with a drone and they need an additional one, we would absolutely go help our partners out.
But how many cities don't have this anymore? It seems like every city, we were like the last ones to have it. How many cities don't have them? In the surrounding area, I mean, not in the whole LA County, but just the surrounding, Monterey Park, Arcadia, Temple City. Well, Temple City and Rosemead have the sheriffs, but.
I can tell you Alhambra is very advanced. They have 3. San Marino has 1. Monterey Park, I will double check on that for you.
They have
one.
them.
There you go. They
Yeah.
have one. And El Monte has 1.
Yeah.
So the surrounding areas, they all are equipped.
Okay, so probably the lending won't be as much. So we do have to be grateful that we have good neighbors, and I'm sure we're good neighbors too.
Absolutely.
So this is excellent. So we can, again, learn from the other agencies about the use of the drones, and hopefully learn from the outreach that they did too, to make people comfortable. And along those lines of feeling comfortable, again, I think what happens is that you guys do such a great job that people still think there's no crime here, that, we don't need this because, we don't have, that type of police activity. It's so rare that it takes place in our city. And then the reality is, we might be small, but we are plagued by some of those crimes. We just don't publicize it, or it doesn't get on TV like with other cities. And I just want you to, I guess, be able to respond to that kind of feedback that you get, that, why do we need a UAV? It's extreme circumstances when we really need to have it. I mean, how many barricaded suspects do we have? It goes on, and I think, Sergeant, I think I kind of shared some of that information with you. Can you just explain with the public, not to create fear, but to explain that we have a need here? This is not the small town, it's a small town, but we.
But we're not Mayberry.
Yeah, we're okay. Well, but not everybody knomes Mayberry. Literally, I said Mayberry to somebody the other day, and it was glossy eyes. And,
I'm an old man. Oh, no.
Oh, I am too, but old woman, not man. But But Sergeant, could you kind of share with us, and your team has already done that, but again, these comments about we just don't have the need because, it doesn't happen that often, Can you respond?
All I can really say about that is the work that not just the individuals standing next to me have done, the work of the entire organization as a PD as a whole, we have done such a great job that we give people that impression.
You do.
And that is all I can really say about that. The need for it is there. The need for it is always there. Do we have barricaded suspects in our city? Absolutely. Do we have in progress crime, violent crime in our city? Absolutely. These crimes are not, they're not isolated to other cities. We are privy to this. This is something we need to take care of. And with this equipment, we will take care of it.
Because you mentioned Alhambra has 3. We're just asking for 1. Although I'm sorry, 2. You're right, 2. And we're 4 square miles. I forget how big Alhambra is, even though I was raised there. But, there is a need in the city. And I was just, I think some of the examples were given by our officer earlier. But can you kind of elaborate a little bit more about the response time, that it would help officers reach their destinations faster? Thank you.
Yeah, so to kind of go off on a different one is, if a call for service comes out and we can deploy the drone ahead of the officers, we can get the drone there before any humans are there in terms of officers. They can assess the situation and they can, point out any hazards. They can direct officers strategically to come in, from the north or come from the south, depending on the call for service on what we're there for. If it's a dangerous person, who has a weapon, which we have had many calls of those here in the city, it will allow the officers to have a safe entry and then also to give real-time intelligence as we gather that as they go so they can form the game plan and have their de-escalation efforts in progress as we get there.
Okay, thank you for that. And I guess the last question is, how does a UAV prevent crime? I don't think it prevents it, but it sure makes it easier to tackle it where everyone's safe. I believe that's what you had said earlier, but could you respond about to that question? How does a UAV prevent crime?
Yes, as Lieutenant Nguyen mentioned before, we do a great job of being out there, engaging with the community and patrolling, being visible to people who are coming in to target our community members. A drone is essentially a tool, at the end of the day, just a tool. It would help us mitigate crime in our city because when we're at, let's say, at a large event such as Cinco de Mayo, and we're able to have a drone flying around, and we're able to see key players in the crowd who are out there looking to commit crimes, looking into cars, looking into people's belongings while they're looking away, attending the events, that would help us pinpoint those individuals versus us just being in the eye line, eye level of other individuals walking around, shaking hands, engaging with the community. It gives us a different line of sight. Same thing as peak holiday hours. We're in, there's a lot of traffic congestions on Valley and Del Mar between 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. during Christmas time. We have a drone flying in the area of 140 West Valley, and if I'm looking around and I am able to locate someone tugging on door handles, peering into a car, that gives us enough to, let's have an officer go and respond to that general area. That's one. Second thing is individuals see. They see that there's a drone flying around. People look, just like how we're looking at potential suspected criminal activity, those same individuals are looking out for police activity to prevent apprehension. So it goes both ways. And at the end of the day, it is that tool. It is that tool that provides us visibility and a better perspective in different environments.
Thank you. Vice Mayor Chan, did you?
Well, I was just going to say that I was going to make that point too. I'm sure it provides a certain amount of deterrence when criminals know that they're being watched, that makes them less likely to do whatever they were going to do and pick an easier target, possibly, and get out of our city.
It's a tool.
Right.
You know, as mentioned, it's used only for a lawful law enforcement purpose. It's not a novelty item. Everything is transparent for everyone to see.
Great, thank you. And, I too am very supportive of any kind of community outreach, but again, you guys do a great job with that, whether it was with Bentley or with anything we've ever brought out to the community that was different. And so I'm confident you will do the same thing.
So Mayor, if you don't mind, can I ask one more question after?
Oh, sure. And I am too very supportive of this, and I appreciate just the level of depth that you have really taken this on and understood it. I know it's been a long process. I think at least 2 years, I think I've spoken to Chief Elizalde, especially every time we come back from an ICA, we get these ideas. And so I'm just glad that's come finally to fruition. So thank you for that. Councilmember Wu?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. So far, we have four districts that we will have police to patrol the whole zone 1 and 4, 1 to 4. For the drone, that is only when people calling and you're so far away, then you will send the drone out. Or there will be, for example, recently I got a phone call from a pharmacy that they have noticed that from their surveillance camera, someone trying to break in. So they call PD, and it's so fortunate that our PD were there just within a few minutes. But with that circumstance, are we sending drones right away, or we will just do sending our PD there, our patrol? I think it would depend and vary from call for service, depending on when we would deploy the drone. But for that particular incident where we have, people calling and they're seeing somebody on their video cameras, a lot of times there is a delay. Mm-hmm. And we've even had it where we've responded quickly, and then we find out later, oh, there's a 10-minute delay. So now the suspect is 10 minutes down the road and we're 10 minutes behind. Having a drone being deployed immediately with a call like that, we can get that real-time intelligence and say, hey, yes, he is there. With the thermal imaging, we can also pick up the heat sensors or the heat from the suspect, and we can pinpoint exactly where on a property they are.
So does that mean that our drone will be portable device that allows our PD just bring everywhere, but when there's a need that you can just have that take off right away?
Yes, so the idea is to have some patrol officers, like Officer Fuentes had said, to be operators as well. They would have a Pelican case, a hard case that they can just put in the back of their patrol unit, and they can be at a safe location distance away where they'll be able to deploy the drone from anywhere in the city.
But what is the range for your remote distance?
12 miles, approximately.
12 miles.
Approximately.
They can go in circles.
They can.
So and the idea is to eventually be able to deploy the drone from the back lot of the police department, because we are 4 square miles. We can easily get to anywhere in the city.
So with that device, you need like a goggle or something?
The controllers on the drone has a small
Screen.
8-inch screen, but they also do have capabilities where you can plug an HDMI cable into that and then project it onto a big screen such as these to give a broader picture.
So we are anticipate there is like a control center, or the place where is managing the drones.
Not necessarily a control center, but that would be a future talk down the road, but that would be nice to have a computer, or excuse me, a TV screen.
That's another agenda item.
Yeah.
No, that's a very exciting one. You have a question?
Yeah. Okay. Councilmember Ding. It's a 2 more question. Okay, it's for the drone, so it's easy to see the San Gabriel PD, that people can recognize this drone. It's our police department.
The drone, when it's flying above, it's very hard to see any emblems or signs on it. It does have FAA certification that we're supposed to add on to it, but being able to visibly see it during times of deployment, it will be very hard for them to see. And it does not come with San Gabriel branding.
No, we don't put on our logo.
I mean, we can, but they won't be able to easily identify from the ground.
But if people use the high resolution, probably can see it.
That would be really hard. But we can ask other agencies.
Yeah.
How's that?
Okay. And another question is for the market, it's a concern like Councilmember would concern the not the, for the equipment damage, for the liability, like if we use this drone. So just in case, and our JPIA will be cover that. Okay, that's my question. And I want one more. I want to make a motion.
Okay, please. Please make a motion.
second.
Okay, well, first and second. Please vote.
The motion, actually, he had not mentioned it.
Oh,
Clear what the motion
good
is? Is it
point.
to approve?
Is it the staff recommendation?
Yeah, I make a motion, the staff recommendation, adopt the resolution number 2514 to approve following budget for, should I read everything? Okay.
No, just staff recommendation. Okay, and do we have a second?
Do.
Okay, so a motion's been made by Councilmember Ding and seconded by Councilmember Wu. Please vote.
Motion passes by a vote of 5-0.
Great. We're going to take a 5-minute health break.
Thank you, everyone.
We're ready to begin, Vice Mayor Chan and Councilmember Ding. The meeting will resume at 8:20. Next item, please.
Agreement with Data Ticket for parking citation management and parking permit services for an annual amount of $5,000 plus per citation and permit charges. Police Lieutenant Dan Gossaran and Finance Director Kahola Kula will make the presentation.
Is it working? No.
There we go. There we go. Good evening, Madam Mayor, Vice Mayor, Council, City Manager, City Attorney, everyone else. We're here. After the great presentation my colleagues presented to you, we're here on another innovative and modernization project for our parking citation management service and our parking permitting system. I've had the pleasure of working with our finance director, Will, as well as our records personnel, and lots of feedback from community members and yourselves as far as some of the processes we have with our parking citation system and our new parking vendor, ACE. So there's been a little bit of a learning curve, but overall I feel they've been doing an amazing job. It's been a night and day difference as far as their productivity and their leadership in their company, and I'm very pleased with them. This is something else that's been on our plate for quite some time. In the staff report, we've listed, some of the challenges we faced with the permitting system, talking to our processing system, and also some of our older practices regarding our kiosks and some of the labor-intensive parts of that, as well as the adjudication process. And as this contract is expiring, it gives us an opportunity to open a new door with a new vendor, and that process was completed. We started in January of 2025, and we completed that, and we have a guest as well from Data Ticket, which is our recommendation for questions regarding that. Our goal is to move from the permit-based system with the paper permits and printed home permits to a license plate reader-based system. So the goal for that is to have everything speak to each other at once. So if someone purchases a pass at one of the kiosks currently or prints it at home, the enforcement team that goes out there and looks at the pass really has no way to verify with the city or any transaction currently that the pass is valid. So we do have, some fraudulent passes being placed on windows or on dashboards and things like that. And there's no way to really verify with the current system we have. The goal is to make it to where it's plate-based, easier to use, easier to purchase passes from home, on the internet, on your cell phone, however the internet can reach you, to be able to purchase that pass, and it's real time. So if I buy a pass right now, I'm good for the night. If I buy a pass that I'm going to park at 150, I'm good for the entire night. If they buy a pass at 0300 in the morning, they're good for the rest of the morning. And it's not, I bought one earlier, I don't know what happened, this transaction. I get a lot of those in the adjudication process, and I'd say I do at least 1,600 to 1,700 a year of just adjudications, so it's very labor intensive in the Traffic Bureau. So the goal of this is our officers aren't going out and checking every pass and seeing if they're valid. It'll go by the plate-based system on top of the vehicles as they drive through. Our system will communicate with the current system, with the system that is also linked up with our yearly and biannually permits, so that those vehicles don't get unduly targeted because someone got a new windshield and now their permit was on that windshield. Now they have a pass. Things can get very very muddy and long, as some of you know and we've dealt with. So our goal is to go completely plate-based, and that should alleviate some of those growing pains we've had with our current vendor. So with that being said, I'll bring Finance Director up to answer the permitting process.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor. So as Lieutenant Goshran mentioned, the contract with Phoenix is expiring here at June 30th, so that opened up the possibility to transition to a modern citation management. And then as part of that RFP process, it allowed us to integrate the permit-based, license plate-based permit system. And so we received 4 proposals, and the team between the police department and the finance department evaluated those 4 proposals. And then tonight we're recommending data ticket for the citation management and license plate-based parking permit system. And so I guess the one point is that we wanted to make on the parking permit portion of it. So it would be license plate based. Currently, we do have 3 kiosks with the city. There would be a 3-month transition period where we'll be reaching out to residents in the city, informing them of the new way to purchase the daily permits, and that would be either through the online, they could do it through their phone or through a computer, as well as at City Hall during City Hall hours, and that would all be license plate based. So staff's recommendation is that you would authorize the city manager to enter into a contract with Data Ticket for citation management services, as well as license plate-based parking permit services.
Okay, thank you. Does any council members have factual questions for staff to clarify the report? Okay, Councilmember Wu.
We don't mind, but thank you, Madam Mayor. Well, thank you, Dan and Will. I noticed that the data tickets is capable of handling the citation process, as well as the application of assurance of overnight, semi-annual, and annual parking permits. Does this mean that we are phasing out the service provided by ACE, that the company we recently contracted? And if so, that how long was the original agreement with ACE intended to last?
So, sir, ACE is the enforcement portion of that, and this is the processing side. So we haven't, we're not going to phase ACE out. If anything, we're actually going to improve their ability to go out and do their enforcement, because the plates will be read off on the top of the vehicle. Mm-hmm. So that plate-based system will be there, which talks immediately to the permitting system, which we don't currently do, which is why we have to get out and check to make sure the permits are in the window correctly and placed mm-hmm. correctly that way. We don't have a way to verify some of the permits that way, so they have to get out and do that too, or also check for, handicap placard expirations, things like that. So ACE is just the body that is going to pull this software. This software is going to run our adjudication process too, so when people do appeals and they say, I got a ticket I don't agree with, one of the great things on that I didn't mention was that when someone goes to contest one of the citations they don't feel was valid, when they go into that system, it'll show the pictures that we took out of the violation. So if you're in the red, you can see, oh, I was in the red, oh, I didn't see it was in the red before, but the pictures will clearly show that. So it'll help with the adjudication and speed things up that way as well.
Thank you so much for clarification. And remember, at the time when we contract with the ACE, that we know that ACE is capable to do the license plate scan. So we are using them still that to give out the citation. But its better thing is they are able to scan the license, then the system will be automatically transmit to the data ticket. Then they will be processing if this is like parking overnight, but without paying from 2 a.m. to 6 a.m., for example. So that they will just get a ticket. The tickets, I mean, so who will be issuing? I mean, AC is still issuing the tickets and put the citation ticket notice on the windshield. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct. And so the great thing about it, it'll flag that this plate isn't in the system. And so they could run a check if something were to malfunction or whatever, they could run a check, but it would only flag on the ones that didn't have a current permit. So the people that have bought a yearly permit, they're gonna drive through, it's not gonna flag on that. If someone didn't buy one for that evening or didn't have a yearly permit, they would only have to get out to verify that they didn't have a handicap placard, which was exempt for overnight parking, for time parking. So that would be the only thing they would get out to verify, but they would continue driving instead of getting out, walking a whole block with a flashlight, looking at foggy windshields and things like that, or someone put the permit upside down. So people wouldn't be, people who bought a permit for the evening, who put it upside down, we can't verify, they might get a citation even though they did pay for a permit. That'll eliminate a lot of that stuff.
I see.
Yes.
And so given that our city has a very, I always say, pretty strict municipal codes limiting the, issuing the semi-annual and annual parking permits. So we are only allowed then to address more than 2 vehicles that cannot be fit in a standard garage. For example, people who lives in a condominium, they may have like attached garage with only 2 vehicles in there. If they have the third car, which is the third vehicles, they can prove all 3 vehicles with the registration. That is under the same address. They will qualify to get 1 stickers on their windshield, so they can just purchase the semi-annual or annual tickets, the parking permits, over the counter on our finance department. So for the new system, how that will be a platform to verify applicants that they're, if they qualify for that kind of a requirement.
Thank you, Councilmember Wu. Yes, you're correct that we have an application process for annual and semi-annual permits, and we do receive registrations, and we do look at properties to verify how many parking spots that they do have on their property. You use the 2 parking spots at the condo, and then you need to have more registered vehicles at that address in order to receive an annual or semi-annual parking permit. So currently, it's all done via email and in person. With the new system that we're presenting tonight with Data Ticket, it will create an online portal where residents will be able to upload their registrations, though they can create logins, and then there'll be a review process where we'll be able to evaluate the registrations as well as evaluate the property, and then there could be an approval process via that improved application process.
So for the service, the data tickets providing right now is not helping us to verifying if they are qualified to get the additional parking permits, because that will still be conducted by our city staff. It just go more electronically. Is that correct?
That's correct, Councilmember.
Got it. And regarding that 75,000 annual citation management budget, and I just wondered, has the staff also project the citation revenue, and will the program generate surplus or operate in a deficit?
It operates in a surplus.
Surplus.
Yeah, it operates in a surplus.
Okay. And also, if the system, is scalable to street parking zones in the future, I mean, for example, that we will have, we say BID in the future, that then we will just put valuable of our, that will be 2 hours, and and we can implement a parking signage system
that use like a 4-digit zone and identifiers, so would the data tickets be able to support that kind of a zone-based program similar to what like a passport is doing?
Yes, yeah, they would have the capabilities of programming to create a zone-based parking permit program for a BID.
So tonight's discussion is not including that part, right? Because we do not have implemented the new parking designated zoning yet.
That's correct, Councilman.
Okay, got it. And can the city, I know that we have 3 ticket kiosks that is located in Mission Playhouse, PD, the police station, and also a community center. So,
Councilmember, Marshall Park would be the.
Marshall Park,
yeah.
yes. So I understand that, that sometimes the event held at the Playhouse that may require on-site personnel to collect the parking fee. Would it be feasible to repurpose the kiosk for the on-demand use, like for those events?
That is something that could be explored. I think we would, try to discuss on what kind of repurpose or resell the kiosk and what other uses may be available for the
Yeah,
kiosk.
because I realized that the kiosk is kind of new. It's just been replaced less than 2 years. And also, you mentioned about the date is like, hopefully it's like on June 30th. After that people will start able to use the online system. Or you will be able to transfer to the data ticket system. What about those people who will be expiring in May? Or, if they would just still get the traditional parking tickets or parking permits and for the windshield, do they need to come back and to change that because their license plate will be recognized? Or, how that works? Because those people who needs to get that renewal or applied has not get the system implemented to our city yet. So how does that work for
Yes.
transitional period?
Councilmember Wu, there will be a transition period. So the first step in the transition will be to move to the new citation management services from Data Ticket because the contract with Phoenix will be expiring. And then the next step will be to begin the transition to the license plate-based system. We'll start with the daily permits. So they'll be able, residents will be able to purchase a license plate-based daily permit online. They'll also be available to purchase the daily permit via the kiosk. And so we will be, during the transition period, we will be in this hybrid period where there will be physical permits and also license plate-based. But then that will be slowly transitioned out.
I see. Well, thank you very much. That's all I have, Mayor.
And does any council member have any further factual questions before we get to public comment?
Mayor,
Vice Mayor Chan?
Madam Mayor, thank you. Oh, great job, you guys, with the presentation. Just some technical questions just for my understanding. Now, if we have this product from Data Ticket, does that mean because ACE does the actual enforcement, they're the ones driving around issuing the citations, then that means those traffic cops or the ticket givers would have access and have access to the software through Data Ticket, so that that's what enables them to check which cars have proper permit. Correct. That's the whole purpose of this part, was so that as they drive around, they would only get flagged for vehicles that didn't have the permit for overnight purposes. Right. But as we mentioned, there's other options for zoning. If we did a 2-hour zone, they could set a timer, collect all the plates. It would start the time in Data Ticket. So they're basically using the ACE is the person and Data Ticket's the software. Got it. To be able to confirm those things. All right, they'd work in tandem. That would make, that would make it the ACE job more efficient. Correct. Also, I know the staff report mentions that the cost of Data Ticket is $5,000. Is that?
For the parking permit for the parking permit solution is $5,000 per year maintenance fee, and then the initial year is the $5,000 for the implementation.
Okay. And then also it talks about the police department annual budget has $75,000 for citation parking permit solution. So is that $75,000 including these 5,000 that you're requesting and the cost of ACE? Is that how that $75,000?
No, I don't believe so.
No, the $5,000 is not included in the $75,000. The way the citation management is billed currently with Phoenix, it's per citation. So it's a budgeted amount based on historical costs for the citation management services. And so the $75,000 is the budget in the police department for the citation management services currently received from Phoenix. And the $5,000 is separate for the parking permit solution. And that'll be out of finance.
Okay, so that's additional piece. But once we stop using Phoenix is basically what's going to get replaced.
That's correct.
And once, so that $75,000 is what Phoenix costs us per year?
That's the budgeted amount, and it's charged per citation that they manage, and some in collection and adjudication and other fees that are there. But the budgeted amount is $75,000 per year.
Oh, I see. And then so this that's being requested right now through this item is the $5,000 for data ticket, and then is there additional per citation cost?
For a data ticket, yeah, there's a per citation cost, and then on the parking permit side, there's also a parking permit cost as well, which is passed on to the purchasing the permit.
Okay, and so you're looking at, are you anticipating that data ticket, the cost, the per citation cost and the total of that would still be around the $75,000 range?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
And let's see, what else? And when you talk about I think Councilman Wu maybe asked about the 70. Well, asked if you're working at a surplus. That means that the city makes more money off tickets and things than that $75,000 cost.
That's correct, Vice Mayor.
Oh, okay. Oh, because they charge per citation. So each citation that the city collects the fine or whatever, we get more money than we spend going out to these the management systems.
That's correct.
Okay.
The fee, yeah.
Thank you. I think that's all I have for now. Thank you.
Okay.
Yield.
Councilmember Herrera Avila?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. So, just so I'm clear, my understanding is that the only reason that we kept Phoenix, is that what it is called, that service?
That's the current vendor.
Yes, the only reason we kept that, it was because, or else we would have to terminate the contract early, correct?
The contract really didn't have an option to terminate it early, so we had to run it to the end of the contract, and it expires on June 30th.
Got it. So ideally, we would have preferred that when we hired the new ticket, is it ICS? Is that what the name of the company is? I believe so, right? ACE? Yeah, ACE. We would have, at that moment, ideally hired this other data reader with them so they could work in tandem, right? But we couldn't at the moment because we needed Phoenix to basically complete its time, correct?
That's correct, Councilmember.
Okay. So then it's basically almost the same money, right? I'm looking at it as basically the same money. Now we're completing the process. We have both preferred systems in place, ACE and the new program, and it should move smoothly. Okay, that's correct, right?
That's correct,
Okay.
Councilmember.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. I forgot, who is on the monitor again? I can't see them, but,
We have Heather from Data Ticket.
okay, data ticket, okay. In case any council members have questions of data ticket, okay. Councilmember Ding, did you want to?
Thank you, Mayor.
Yeah.
So just if we use the current software, so it's only for the online purchase the ticket, or still have the called kiosk, the station?
So Data Ticket does not offer a license plate-based kiosk. So the initial plan is to start with a 3-month transition period where we'll maintain the kiosk. So it will be paper-based permit coming out of the kiosk. While at the same time, we'll implement Data Ticket with a license plate-based permit that is purchased online. And during that 3 months, there'll be a robust public campaign or communication to inform the public of the new and better way to purchase a license plate-based permit, where they could just purchase the permit online at any time. They could create a username, and it would just be based on their license plate. So if they purchase it online, sitting on their couch, then their license plate would be registered as having a permit versus having to print it out if they're at home, or going to kiosk, having that printed out and putting it on their dash.
Still need to print out on a dash?
That will be the way that will be transitioning out.
Okay.
Yeah, so with Data Ticket, the parking permit with the Data Ticket will all be license plate based, so there will be nothing to print out, and just your license plate will be recognized as having a permit.
So actually, my question is after you transition to, so after that, it's only for the online service. We don't have any kiosk system.
That's correct, council members. So once we fully transition to the license plate based, it would be online or in person at City Hall.
Still, okay, that's my question. So in person in the City Hall, I think if like a senior person or they don't know how to use the online, still can come into City Hall to help. The city staff can help assist them to get a permit.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
Yep.
And based on say estimate annual cost 75,000 plus 5,000, that's the estimate Data Ticket will be charged our city. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. So if just asking for the based on the last 2022, 2023, we issued the permit, how much we can collect them, the total fee estimate
So,
annually?
Yes, it is, we budget our annual amount for our parking permits. And off memory, I think it's around $750,000 that we generate from our parking permits. So it's $4.
700.
Yeah.
Thousand.
Yeah, 700 to 800,000.
Okay. So actually it costs us almost just 10%.
Councilman Ding, I do want to make sure everybody understands your prior point about the kiosk going away and the help in City Hall. We can absolutely help seniors and folks with language issues or folks who don't have a computer at City Hall and perhaps even some of our other facilities during normal business hours. But this will be a change in service level because on a Saturday or in the evenings, there won't be a kiosk for folks to go to. They will have to use either their phone or their computer or borrow a relative or friend's phone. So I want to make sure that everybody is aware of that. It will be I think it'll be more convenient, and I think it'll be better because they won't have to print anything out, but there will not be a place to go to buy a permit. It will all have to be done over the internet.
Okay, so the only inconvenience if people that don't know how to use it. So, okay. So is there any another alternative way to help with this kind of scenario?
I think folks are more and more used to dealing this kind of way for all sorts of things, not just city items, but this is where everybody is going, and it's no more. I think the biggest complaint we get is folks didn't want to have to print pieces of paper out in their home. That's why they like going to the kiosk, but now they can just do it over their phone, and I think almost everybody, if not everybody, has at least a phone.
Okay.
I was going to actually ask your question of data ticket, if for other cities, what has been done for our seniors or for those who have
okay.
either ADA or, challenges, language challenges. So I'd like to maybe ask that question of data ticket.
Yeah.
Can you give us some feedbacks?
Yes. Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
Hi, Madam Mayor and council members, thank you so much. Yes, as a matter of fact, some of your neighboring cities do utilize our services, and they're also utilizing our permit application. And that would be Pasadena, Beverly Hills, Long Beach. They do offer a walk-in facility just for that reason in terms of individuals that maybe aren't computer savvy. In terms of languages, we do have Google Translator on our website, so that should be taken care of for all of the languages, so we don't have any issues. And then finally, if there are any issues, we can certainly provide customer service as well.
Does that answer your question?
But it's still not cannot solve a weekend if people really
Well,
But I think that's for the long run. As a young generation, don't need to worry about it, right? They born they use the iPad or iPhone already, so don't need to worry. But for the elder people, so maybe we still need a.
But I believe data ticket, aren't you saying that you do provide that service on the weekends, but it's, they would have to
We
make a
don't
phone
provide
call?
customer service on the weekends. We do not. We
Oh, you
have
don't?
an
Okay, I
automated
thought you
phone
did.
system that individuals can get general information through, but we don't have live customer service reps on the weekend. Correct.
just
And we
during
can
the week.
certainly, obviously post information on our website and that type of thing. We also have a callback campaign. So if an individual wanted to leave a message on the weekend, we could certainly call them back first thing Monday morning, but we don't have live individuals during the weekend.
Okay, thank you for that
Oh,
clarification.
uh,
And
then,
then-
a
little bit of
clarification, please. And on the weekdays where you do have customer service help, that's only
That is correct.
hours,
That
right?
is correct.
That wouldn't be
And
all
as
day
a
all
side
night.
note, we do
Okay,
provide
I
permit
wanted to-
applications for about 20 clients in California, and it doesn't seem to have been an issue in the past regarding not providing a live customer service on the weekends. We're very transparent in terms of the communication of when we're available and/or when city staff would be available. And I will say that our permit application is extremely user-friendly, very straightforward. We have a user guide as well that would be provided to citizens.
Right. Oh, thank you. And then I guess same thing goes with city staff. Would only be during city hall hours, to clarify. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And
I'm sorry,
I was just going to say, the PD's open
Lieutenant.
24 hours, so.
Oh, Pete, so
We're working 24 hours, so
Okay.
they can always
Oh,
call our
PD.
dispatch line.
Oh, so you can help
So,
live?
yeah, if we needed
You
somebody
mean
that had
it-
a question, they could always call the dispatch center. And
Okay.
if we needed
Even
Google
if they can-
Translate or however we needed to do it, we could also work with them to provide that service to answer any questions they had or help them through that as well.
But, oh, yeah, that's true, because PD's 24 hours. And so if somebody needed a permit, like in the middle of the night, they could come down to the police station and you could help them online do the thing?
Absolutely, and
Okay, that's
we
great.
end up having, people come ask questions, just use the kiosks as well, and we don't have somebody staffed at each kiosk, so
Right.
they end up coming to the police department in the lobby, anyway, I have a problem with this or whatever.
Oh,
They're
great.
not handling cash, we're not doing that anymore, it'll be very easy to go on the website and just say, here's how we do it, and we can translate it with the website that they have as well.
Oh, yeah, excellent point, thank you.
only like a routine one, right? If a technical problem, we still need to call the data ticket, right?
Correct. If it's a technical problem, we could have them call and leave a message. If it was something on that end, they would get back to us. And for that night, the PD, the watch commander, is going to be there to make an exemption or let our parking enforcement know that, hey, we're having technical difficulties with something or an area
okay.
or a plate, and we could take care of it that way. It would just be
Okay.
so much less labor intensive for the permit was upside down. I didn't have any toner in my printer
Okay.
or my power, all the excuses I get, so.
Yeah. Okay, good. So It's a data tickets. It's only for the like daily permit and the annual permit, or also like Councilmember mentioned, it's for the like some variable. It's even Las Tunas say for 2 hours parking, and some like green. It's like a 20 minutes parking. This kind of ticket also goes through the data ticket to processing.
Yes, sir. All the violations in our Muni code would be added to data ticket, and they would be in our system, just like we're using now. But I don't, until we figure out the zones to set it up for 20 minutes, to set a timer and show that timestamp and the vehicle hasn't moved, to take pictures to show, we can work on all those things. But for now, it's just for the overnight permitting and the nightly and the daily permits, yeah.
So, and the last question, it's if just in case people feel like, okay, they are innocent, they should not get like 2 hours or 20 minutes or even daily permit or annual permit, so they still have the chance to appeal and talk. It's direct talk to our PD or talk to them.
It would be on the online system through data ticket, and like I said, it would show, they would put in their citation number, and it would show them the violation and all of our evidence up front, as opposed to what we have now, where they need to come to the police station, we need to print the things and show, it's just a very slower, labor-intensive process, and people say, well, you changed it. Well, this will be all online for them to see. They can still do the prize. It'll be the same process for adjudication, it'll just be a digital version, and there'll be more pictures.
Okay, great. Okay, thank you.
Great. Oh, one more factual question?
Yes, since we're going back and forth with many questions, I will like to ask a couple more questions. I mean, I think the kiosks, I think it would be a good idea to keep the kiosks there. I'm sure we probably have a plan. I would like to learn about the plan of having some signage, obviously, at the kiosk, because people are going to be drawn to the kiosk. So I'm sure we'll have multiple languages there. The 4 common languages that we use here in the city, and then also instructing them to go into the police station. Is that, part of the plan?
Yes, absolutely, council member. So there would be a 3-month transition plan, putting information at the kiosk to communicate to the public in the multiple language of our community, as well as social media. It will be, we will be able to monitor the numbers that are still purchasing at the kiosk. And so if we see after the 3-month kind of transition period that the kiosks are still being utilized, we may need to be flexible and kind of extend it and continue with the communication to get the numbers, to a sufficiently low number where we feel like the residents are ready for the change.
Sounds good. And is there going to be like a QR code? And that's one question. Is there going to be a QR code scan
Yeah,
to the website?
Yeah, the QR code. Yeah, QR code, so they could scan and bring up the website. Yeah, imagine a QR code on the kiosk that communicating that we will be transitioning. You can now purchase your permit daily at this site. Scan the QR code. It'll bring up the website, and then hopefully they'll see how easy it is, and then now it's license plate based, and then they won't need to go to the kiosk anymore. That'll be the plan of the transition.
So right now, is it just directing you to the website, or is there an option for an app?
No app. It's all web-based.
Got it.
It's all web-based.
Are we thinking about later maybe is there an option later on in the future for an app?
Data Ticket doesn't offer an app.
Okay. Okay, that's all I have.
Okay. More?
Just a few more.
Okay.
But,
We still have to get to public comment, but okay. Go ahead.
For our current system, we have paymysite.com. So when we get in there, it will show City of San Gabriel. Even that is under domain name of City of San Gabriel or sangabriel.com, sangabrielcity.com. So what is the situation when we transfer the service from the current one to the data ticket? Will they create another
showing the banner at the top of the web page showing City of St. Gabriel, so people knows that when they need to either pay their payments, contest their citation, or purchase the permit, are they able to provide the same level of the service?
Yes, sir. It's actually going to be, we're in the process, we're going to order new paper, and that will start the process earlier to get people that information on the new data ticket processing for the adjudication and everything, and the website will be for the City of San Gabriel. So Pay My Site, San Gabriel will be discontinued. We'll stop using that paper so that people won't go to that. We also had to change, there's a PO box and a different address, so we're in the process of getting that marked up. The citation process on the back will be printed completely with the information going to data ticket, yes.
I see. Okay, so I think that's pretty much I have. Thank you.
Okay. Chief City Clerk, do we have any public comments?
No public comment, Mayor.
Okay, now it's time for council discussion. All I have to say is I just want to thank you again for, like you said, modernization, whether it's the UAV or it's the ticket process. I'm glad that we're moving forward. These are things, again, that have been in the pipeline for a long time, and I just want to just tell you how much I appreciate the fact that we're moving forward. It's always going to be a little bumpy when, you know, we make these transitions, but again, other cities have done it, although the cities you mentioned are quite large, but I'm sure smaller cities are doing the same thing. And so, you know, if we could be more efficient, use less staff time, you know, there's so much benefit here, and just being more accurate too. And it works on both sides, whether you're the resident. I know it's frustrating sometimes for residents, but it's also frustrating for staff because, as you said, you know, you're out there with a flashlight. I mean, we shouldn't be having, you know, patrol officers with flashlights out there in the middle of the night just to confirm. So I'm just so happy to see us moving forward. But if there's no other questions, I need a motion.
I'll motion.
Go ahead.
I'll make a motion to accept staff recommendation.
Okay, do I have a second?
I second.
Okay, Councilmember Wu, he got you first. Second it, so please vote.
Motion passes by a vote of 5-0.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I have just a brief comment today. I was hoping to be able to tell you all that Broadway and Walnut Grove was back open by now. We intended to open it this morning, but Mother Nature had other plans for the longest project we've been working on. And we were set to paint curbs and other painting this morning, and unfortunately the rain kept us from doing that. So tomorrow morning, we hope sometime mid-morning around 10 a.m. that that intersection will be back open. And although it has been frustrating for, I know, for council, but also for the community who lives in that area, I hope that they are overjoyed with the new lanes of travel and that they make up for all their lost time over the next several years by being able to flow through that intersection more quickly and more safely.
Thank you. Council comments and conference meeting reports. Who would like to start? Vice Mayor Chan.
Do I look that eager? Thank you, Madam Mayor. Just a few things since our last meeting. On April 19th, I attended our annual Kiwanis Pancake Breakfast, our day before Easter, the 80th annual, I believe. And that's the joint venture between the Kiwanis Club and the City of San Gabriel. There was great weather, and it was well attended. On April 23rd, I attended an open house and a dedication of a wellness center at the Del Mar High School. It's a great facility. It'll do well for our community. And on the 24th, I attended a networking event at our own Clearman's Galley. It's always nice. May 2nd, I attended the San Gabriel Cinco de Mayo Mercado. There was great weather again, and also well attended, and there were great vendor booths and performers. But I was not brave enough to ride the bull. Maybe next year. Maybe a little liquid courage first.
Yeah.
kind of,
The hot tea.
I remember Madam Mayor made a comment during opening comments that we should ride the bull and then go to the margarita stand for a reward. And I was thinking, I disagree. I think you need the liquid courage first to get you on the bull. Anyway, that's just me. And on the 3rd, I attended the Hope Lions Club Thanks USA event. And special thanks to Councilman Ding for organizing, his organization organizing. And I was there near the end, and I got to participate in some group karaoke. We all sang Proud to be an American, Lee Greenwood. So, all right, that's all I have. Madam Mayor, I yield.
Thank you. Next, Councilmember Wu.
Well, thank you, Madam Mayor. Well, I don't repeat that what I have attended and with the Vice Mayor, but on April 23rd, I participate in the League of California Cities. They have a Leaders Summit in Sacramento, and I joined a rally that advocating for legislative funding for the Proposition 36, which was approved by 70% of voters but remains unfunded. It was a great opportunity to connect with elected officials from across the San Gabriel Valley and discuss leadership in the pressing issues facing our cities. On April 26th, I attended the walkathon hosted by the CCHC, the Chinese Christian Heritage Church. Despite the rain, it was an inspiring event, and I want to thank Chief Wallace, Captain Nakamura, and our police departments for their presence and support. In 27, I had the honor to join the San Gabriel Veterans Memorial Coalition. They have an event in Covina. And Congresswoman Judy Chu was presented to recognize the honorees, and I was grateful to attend this and to show our support. And as a reminder, that Memorial Day ceremony will be taking place on May 26th at Plaza Park. I believe it's from 10 to 12. On May 2nd, I attended Cinco de Mayo Mercado celebrations and followed by the Mother's Day luncheon hosted by the World Journal on May 3rd. And on May 4th, I think I have attended the Buddha Bathing Festival in Shila Temple. So that concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Who would you like to go? Oh, Councilmember Herrera Avila.
Thank you, Madam Mayor Menchaca. I'd like to share a quick update on a few events I recently attended on behalf of our city. First, as everyone here did, attend the Kiwanis Pancake event, which I believe was the 80th, right? It's just a long history of making pancakes with the Kiwanis and with the city. It's just reminds me of how community is so important and how it goes hand in hand, community and city. So I enjoyed having my little one there and seeing all the little ones play, egg hunt and all that. So kudos to the Kiwanis. Then I attended also, I had the opportunity to travel to Sacramento for the California League of Cities Leadership Summit along with Councilmember Wu, which took place approximately on April 23rd to the 25th. During the summit, I attended several policy sessions focused on issues like housing, infrastructure, and public safety. I also met with multiple state legislative to advocate for our local needs and to strengthen the relationships that can help bring resources back to San Gabriel. Next, I attended the SCAG 2025 Regional Conference and General Assembly in Palm Desert on May 1st and 2nd. This year's conference is centered around regional planning, mobility, and the climate resilience housing. One major topic of discussion was the 2028 Olympics and how cities like ours can prepare to support the region. It was encouraging to see how so many leaders working together on long-term solutions. Next, I attended also the Cinco de Mayo Mercado right here in San Gabriel. It was fun with all the culture, Hispanic heritage. I did not want to ride the bull. I opted out, not even with liquids. Vice Mayor Chang. But it was okay. I think it has room. I know we just started that. It has room for expansion, and I look forward to that. I did notice that it was attended. It was not dumplings and beer, right? And we can't compete to that. But maybe one day. And then last and not least, definitely not least, I attended Ching Ho's funeral, which was very heartfelt, with the daughter speaking, and brought tears to many of our eyes. And just want to remember him for being so active in our community. And whenever I seen him or whenever I saw him, he was always dancing around. He was like the best dancer that I've ever met, and just a lively individual. So my heart goes to Ching Ho's family, and that's all I have. I yield back.
I just want to mention real briefly, today at the LA County Supervisors meeting, they did honor him also. Councilmember Ding, please.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. It's these 2 weeks, a lot of the event, but I just briefly. And like Kiwani Crow for the East egg hunting, yeah, it's really traditional, our community event. It's, yeah, I really support it, and we should be continued. And April 23, I have chance to go to the Del Mar High School, the new wellness center. It's really good for the community. So especially for special need, the kids, they have a chance, the second chance to attend the school. Yeah, okay. It's very close to our the PD. Yeah. It's and 26. I attend with the council member Wu. It's for the Hero Equestrian Center annually, the walk song. It's really, that's annually, every year they do it. It's really good, and good food too. Okay, so that they actually. I attended. I'm a life member for the CSAC. They have the hosting annual event in this couple of years at the San Gabriel Hilton. Yeah, it's the most of the science and engineer. They provide a lot of new technology to share with us. Okay, and May 2nd, I have chance to attend Cinco de Mayo. I really like it. This kind of culture that reflect our city, the different ancestral group. And then last one, it's Saturday, last Saturday, the May 3rd, the 11th, the Thanks USA and the Healthcare and the AAPI, the Heritage. So I really appreciate. I got all the council members' support, and thanks to the Rebecca, the community service, to help, and to this meeting for the event, especially show our first generation the immigration, the appreciation. We also have our committee have the total is 4 organizations. They have the feedback to our PD, fire, and San Gabriel Veteran Memorial Corporation. We have the certificate to recognize, and plus have the kind of donation. Yeah, so thanks all to my committee, and the community really used this kind of opportunity for the inside have the performance to show the API, and the outside have the healthcare and the healthcare seminar too. Yeah, and it's good. So when we started from our mayor and finish from our vice mayor.
We're a team.
Yeah. And after that, I try catch to the former mayor, council member Ching Ho the funeral. So yeah, it's respect him. It's to do the service for our city, you know, and it's bring me some little bit of memory. It's on a pandemic. we want to do some small business assistant. So he and me both to work on our city small business, like almost 1,500 small business, to let them know we city have this kind of assistant. So that's it's an important memory. So to him. So yeah. So we try help our community. So right now it's really city is have a resilience and everything going better. Okay, that's all. That's my comments.
Thank you, Councilmember Ding. I'll just say Kiwanis, thank you to everyone. I'm also the vice chair for the Kiwanis Club, and it's always a well-attended event, and it's, not many cities continue on with those kind of traditions, so I'm glad we do. The Wellness Center, former school board member, Del Mar has always been, one of those gems that most people don't know about. I would love to see our city working closely with that wellness center, because I think eventually they want to expand it so it's really community-based, not just school-based. So those are opportunities for whether it's mental health or food insecurities, or just, they actually have a music program there too to help kind of decompress for students, but some of the students can continue to go even after they graduate. So I think that's a really great opportunity for us because they have the space. The space is there. So something for us to think about. Cinco de Mayo, although, it is successful from the perspective that we had about 2,500. We have to also remember many cities canceled their Cinco de Mayo this year because of the immigration concerns. So I was happy that we decided to move forward with it and we did not cancel our festivities. But every single event we do, except for dumplings and beer, could continue to expand. Dumpling and beer is just like the giant among giants. There's no competition there. We are the only ones that have dumplings and beer. But I also wanted to mention, Thanks USA, of course, lots have been said. Probably the best one yet, and our first time being a partner, just the way you started with that choir and singing the national anthem. It was just so moving, and maybe because we're in the Mission Playhouse and it's just, there's history there, but it was just such a nice event overall. And one of the public comments from our resident Denise Gotch, I wish I had that again to read it. She summarized it so well. It was so much was going on, and the people who did attend just felt like, wow, what a great event. It was such a giving event. So thank you, Councilmember Ding, because I know you really champion it. But one of the things I was able to attend, and none of you were, is Women of Impact. Mike Fong had their Women of Impact awards, and our very own Sue Fitzsimmons received the Legacy Award. We were trying to figure out what that exactly meant. I think you have to be a little older, is what that meant. But but she has legacy. But it was so well attended. She was the nomination was submitted by now Lieutenant Gossarin and now Sergeant Puente. Gracias. Thank you. And I think, was it Rick Nakamura too? Or maybe just them two. But Rick was there also. Captain Nakamura was there, and then some residents and friends. So anyway, it was just so wonderful to see her, to see Sue get recognition for not only the work as a volunteer at the police station, but also for her just passion and dedication to the foundation that is continuing to help Bentley, now retired Bentley, get through his chemotherapy. So that was very, very exciting. So congratulations, Sue, again. And that concludes my report. Closed session, none. Adjournment, we are going to adjourn in memory of San Gabriel Mayor Chin. Oh, wow. who served the city council from 2013 to 2022 with 2 terms as mayor. And I have some personal remarks, and I will get through it, so please be patient. Final farewell to Cheneho Lau, former San Gabriel mayor, community leader, and cherished friend. As colleagues on the city council, Cheneho and I often traveled together to conferences and attended countless local events. He was always full of joy, humor. He was a great dancer. They thought I danced salsa, but I was always I told him, go in there. He was such a much better salsa dancer than I ever was, and his unwavering dedication to his community. We shared so many meaningful memories over the years, many of which were captured in the slideshow at his memorial. Comments were made that I was in there too much, but hey, we were always together, it seemed like. I was grateful to attend both his funeral and burial services with family and friends. We were there till the end. A favorite activity of his was walking through the Arboretum in Arcadia. The next time you visit, look for the grand tree bearing his name on a gold plaque. Of course, he had to pick the biggest tree to adopt. He's got a wonderful plaque in there. There's actually 4 or 5 other trees he adopted, but this was the big one. This is the grand tree. And it's a living tribute where generations can pause, smile, and remember him fondly. Farewell, our dear friend. May he rest in peace. The next regular city council meeting will be held on Tuesday, May 20th at 6:30 p.m. Meeting adjourned at 9:20.